I'm delighted to be a part of this great event in Shanghai. I'm so pleased that that branding is taking hold in China, because branding these days is more important than ever. Markets are more dynamic. The digital era is here and is changing things. The global overlay is making things more complicated. So branding is more important than ever, and it's really gratifying for me to see China making such advances. I'm going to talk today about focusing on the customer sweet spot. It represents my take on digital. I think digital is all about content and all about stories. Most organizations, when they try to communicate with their customers, they're focusing on their offering, their brand, their firm. They want to tell factual information about their functional benefits. They want to make sure that customers realize that their brand is better than other brands. And the assumption they're making, their customers are rational and they're motivated to process this kind of information. The reality is that customers are not interested in your brand, your offering, your firm. It's tragic, but it's true, with some rare exceptions. What they are interested in is what they're interested in. They're interested in what I call the customer sweet spot. It's represented by their activities, their interests and passions, what they talk about, and what they do day by day. So my proposal is that you consider thinking about the customer sweet spot and communicate what they're interested in instead of what you're interested in. Become a partner in this customer sweet spot. And let me give you a few examples. So Pampers makes disposable diapers. And people aren't that interested in disposable diapers, but they are interested in baby care. So Pampers has become the go-to place for baby care. They have a website with 7 stages of baby development. And one of them, for example, infant development, has something like 230 articles, has 100 forms that people can go to and communicate with others. And so it's a place where people go and that people hang out, 600,000 a month. It takes Sephora. They make skin lotions and cosmetics. People aren't so interested in that, but they are interested in beauty. And so Sephora has a beauty talk where you can go there and discuss with others and with experts about how beauty can play a role in your life. And there's Always, which makes a feminine hygiene product, but their customer sweet spot program is all about helping girls transform into women with confidence and a good self-image. So they have a program which redefines what like a girl means. They have changed people's attitude toward girls from being very awkward and being very unathletic to quite the opposite. Farrell is a publication of John Deere, who makes farm equipment. And John Deere has been having this magazine go on for over a century, 100 years. They now still get 2 million readers each time their quarterly magazine comes out. And the magazine doesn't talk about farm equipment, it mainly talks about better farming, how you can use a better accounting system to run your farm better, and information on fertilizer, on seeds, on plowing, and on rural lifestyle. How can you enjoy yourself more living on a farm? It's not about equipment. And Lifebuoy, which makes soap, has a program to get 1 billion people to wash their hands better so that they can reduce the number of children that die before age 5. About 2 million a year do so. And if proper hand washing can cut that number drastically down. So why should you focus on a customer's sweet spot? Well, first of all, it provides energy and visibility to your brand, which is really important. We know that brand equity has declined over the last 15 years around the world. The exception are those brands with energy. And how do you get energy? You know, if you see a product like Lifebuoy or Always, you don't get energy by talking about the offering. But you can get energy by talking about how you can prevent infant deaths by a hand washing program. You do get energy by showing how girls transforming into women can do so with confidence and a good self-image. Second, you can develop brand liking and brand credibility as well. Again, if you look at Always in the Lifebuoy case, you really got to like a brand that could do those kinds of things, set forth those kinds of really ambitious objectives. And credibility. If you look at the John Deere case with the Farrell magazine, customers are going to instinctively say, any brand that is that attuned to what my real problems are, by what I do, by my passions, and that brand is going to develop great equipment too. And it's going to be credible. When they come out with new product information or so forth, I'm going to believe them. Because a brand like that is going to be straight with me. Third, it can form a nice kind of relationship with a brand. Like a colleague or a mentor relationship. You look at Sephora's Beauty Talk, it's really advising them on their beauty questions. If you look at John Deere, they're advising them on how to be better farmers. And so you have a different relationship than you would have if there was a firm that was just sort of selling you farm equipment or selling you soap. Fourth, it can stimulate pass-along exposure. Everybody wants in this digital age to go viral. You know, we've had studies where some organizations can get 30 or 40 times more exposure out of $1 of communication expenditure than others using more conventional advertising. The Always program, this Like a Girl video, a 3-minute video, got 82 million exposures. 3 videos explaining the Lifebuoy program have got 45 million vehicles. You don't get that kind of exposure by talking about the products that are involved in the Always and the Lifebuoy brands. You just don't. So how do you proceed? Well, first you have to know what the customer sweet spot is. You have to understand their activities, their passion, interests, and what they talk about. And then you have to find a way to attach your brand to that area. Now sometimes you can have programs that are very closely related to your offering and your business. That's true with Beauty Talk for Sephora, because beauty is closely related to cosmetics and skincare. But it could be like Always, like the Like a Girl program, or even the Lifebuoy program, washing your hands. It's kind of removed from selling your product. And but sometimes it's not easy to find a program that works for you, because it may not be of sufficient interest to enough people, or because you're not capable of making a statement there, or so you can find an existing program that is in the customer sweet spot and connect to that. So in America, there's a company called Home Depot, which is a retailer of home improvement products like lumber and hammers and saws and paint and so on. And what they did was to connect with Habitat for Humanity, a well-established and well-known program that builds homes for disadvantaged people. And their customers are interested in building or refurbishing homes. They're interested in helping the disadvantaged, and so it's a very close match. So their sweet spot has been that of another existing organization. So anyway, that's my challenge, is to, when you're developing a communication program, consider, instead of simply talking about what you are interested in, the functional benefits of your offering or your brand or the values and how great your organization is, instead of that, think about the customer sweet spot. What are they interested in? What activities do they engage in? What are their passions? And try to develop a communication program that will interest them. Anyway, it's been a pleasure and an honor to be part of this Shanghai Forum, and I hope you have a very successful event.